This is Mike Matthews from Electro-Harmonix. You are watching the Musician Network. Rock and roll! I'm Mike Matthews, founder and president of Electro-Harmonix. We're located in Long Island City, which is part of New York City. We have many new products this year, but our most exciting release is the Ravish Sitar pedal, which can make a guitar sound just like a sitar and automatically can transpose sympathetic backgrounds, and it can do a hell of a lot more as well, and it sounds great on bass guitar, and we're doing real well with it. The idea just popped into my head, and I asked our senior super designer, David Cockerell, can we make a sitar? And he spent a few days doing some trial dummy software using the hardware of our Hog 2, and we listened to it, and we knew right away we wanted to focus on this and invest some time in it.
Hi, this is Larry DeMarco here in Anaheim at the 2012 NAMM show. We have the exciting new Electro-Harmonix Ravish Sitar pedal, and it sounds like this.
Way back in 1967, before Electro-Harmonix, I used to be a hot rock and roll keyboard player. Once you get that in your blood, you always want to go out and play and be a star. At that time, I was a salesman for IBM, and I was married, and my wife was kind of conservative, so I wanted to make some money quick, so that when I quit IBM, she'd have a little cushion. At that time, maybe it was 66, I don't remember if 66 or 67, the Rolling Stones had their smash hit Satisfaction. And so everybody at that time wanted to have a fuzz tone, a distortion pedal. So there's this guy, Bill Burko, on 48th Street, was making them one at a time because Maestro, the company that made the distortion pedals, couldn't make them fast enough. And he was making them one here, one there. He says, Mike, you want to come in with me? So I said, okay. And then all of a sudden he disappeared. So I was left making distortion pedals. Now, in those days, I brought them over to a contract house and they would build them. And Guild Guitars, the president of Guild Guitars, told me he wanted to buy all of them. And by that time, Jimi Hendrix was hot, and everybody wanted to sound like Hendrix. So he decided to call them Foxy Ladies. So I'd bring over these pedals to Guild, and they'd write me out a check, and then I went back to work at IBM. Now, by this time, everybody wanted to sound like Jimi Hendrix. So they wanted it like a distortion-free guitar pedal. And I hooked up with this brilliant inventor from Bell Labs, Bob Meyer, and he started designing the distortion-free pedal. And I went over to try it, and in front of it he had a little box. I said, what's that? He says, well, that's I didn't account for the fact that the guitar put out such a low signal, so I built a little booster to boost the signal up. So I tried that and just had a switch, and all of a sudden the amp was loud as hell. And I said, wow, that's a product. So that became my first product. That's how Electro-Harmonix was sounded. It started. It only had one transistor, and that was the LPB1 power booster. And it was the first product that introduced overdrive as well as volume gain. And that's how it all started, back in 1968. I don't know, I like it, you know. If you do something you like, you keep doing it. And a lot of ideas are presented to me, and I come up with a lot of them myself. But what I'm good at is, I think, is picking which ideas are practical to go after as an entrepreneur. Say, no, we're going to go after this one. The market is ready for this. We could design it in a reasonable time and get it out, and that's our philosophy. Larry is director of marketing. He came out of retirement where he was a professor of marketing at a university. And before that, he was director of marketing at Korg. He worked for me for Electro-Harmonix in the 70s. And we went belly up in 1981. And now he's back. He's doing a fantastic job. And he's a dynamite demonstrator. And this is Bill Ruppert. Bill Ruppert is famous for creating the Effectology series on the Electro-Harmonix website. He can make a guitar sound like anything. If you want your guitar to sound like a harmonica, a church organ, you name it, go look up Bill Ruppert's Effectologies and you'll be amazed.
Well, the great thing about Electro-Harmonix is the range of the pedals, when combined together, can create almost any possible sound. So the project came about just by starting with a few pedals, and pretty soon we were creating Pink Floyd sounds, complete Dark Side of the Moon sounds with just Effectology pedals. And from there it kind of grew to see how much we could really do. Well, I think the Pink Floyd, The Dark Side of the Moon, where we emulated the old EMS synthesizers just with foot pedals. That was probably the most fun and the most amazing. Now we also have some extra videos on ehx.com of the Ravish Sitar that people should just dial up and check those out. They're great. There's 2 or 3, and also the Ravish works great with bass guitar, which most people don't think of, but if you listen to the video, it sounds fantastic.
Oh, there's been a lot of moments. You know, when we brought a rock and roll band to Russia in 1979 and planted the seeds for Glasnost and Perestroika. The one we had a nude assembly line in 1969 because we wanted to see if this chick was a cat or a chick to bringing out the Ravish, a product that everybody loves. Rock and roll!